They always warned us about skinwalkers. Don't look them in the eye. Don't answer if they call your name from the dark. And whatever you do, don't fall in love with one. But I was never good at following rules. He didn't look like a monster the night we met. Just a tall man leaning against a tree at the edge of the clearing, arms crossed like he belonged there. The deer lay at my feet, still warm, still twitching. I was half-shifted, blood between my teeth, bones not fully settled back into human. He didn't flinch. Just stared with those dark, unblinking eyes. I wanted to growl, but my voice came out flat. "You're not afraid."
I don't fear what bleeds.
I should have run. Every instinct screamed wrong, but something about him called to me, like the moon pulling tide. The second time we met, I was in pain, caught in a hunter's trap, silver cutting deep, couldn't shift, couldn't scream. And there he was again, silent, calm.
You are always this dramatic?
Wasn't expecting company,
Maybe I like watching you suffer.
but the corner of his mouth curled up like he didn't mean it. Or maybe he did. I hated how safe I felt in his arms. Back at the river, I shifted fully, sat with my knees pulled up, ankle throbbing. "What are you?" The question slipped out before I could stop it. He didn't answer, just stared into the water like he saw something I couldn't.
Don't ask questions you're not ready to understand.
I should have pushed. Instead, I watched the way moonlight glinted off his skin. His shape looked solid, but something inside him shimmered, like the bones weren't quite settled, like he was always shifting. Later that night, I dreamed of him with no face. He found me again a week later, same woods, same moon. I pretended not to be waiting. "You always patrol this ridge?" "It's pack territory."
I'm not afraid of your pack.
"Maybe you should be."
Maybe they should be afraid of me.
We met in secret after that. Always, after dark. Always in the places no one else went, where the trees bent strange and the wind carried stories. He never touched me. Not at first, just talked. Asked questions no one else ever asked. About what shifting felt like. About what I feared most. And I asked nothing. Because deep down, I already knew he wasn't human. The night I kissed him, my bones were still settling from a run. "I could hurt you?"
I don't break easy.
His lips tasted like winter, sharp and clean. And for a moment, I believed we were just people, just bodies, just skin. Until I met his mother. Just stood there in the doorway, watching me like I was something she'd scraped off the bottom of her shoe. Her eyes were the same shade as Elias' dark, unreadable but colder. No warmth, no welcome.
Is this her?
That was all she said. She didn't invite me in, didn't offer a smile, just turned and walked back inside, leaving the door wide open like it was some kind of test. The inside of their house felt wrong, too still, too quiet. Like the walls were listening. Every mirror was covered, every window shut. She finally looked at me.
You don't belong here.
I love him.
You don't know what love is. You're still ruled by instinct. Your kind always are hungry.
Elias didn't defend me. He just stood there, jaw tight.
She doesn't mean that.
But she did, and so did mine. My father shifted before I could even speak his name. Fur bristling, teeth bared. My mother stepped between us with her eyes already glowing.
You think you know what that thing is?
He's not a thing.
He's not one of us.
He's not supposed to be. The silence afterward cracked something between us. I left that night with claw marks in the dirt behind me, and Elias was waiting, as always, where the woods met the road. They didn't come to the wedding. Neither did his. We didn't have vows. Just eyes locked, hands trembling, breath fogging in the cold. It was only us. Two creatures that were never meant to find each other, standing barefoot in the forest clearing where we first met. I wore a simple black dress. He wore his other face, not fully, just enough to remind me who I was marrying. The way his skin shimmered, not glowing, not human, just fluid, like his body never really made peace with its shape. I don't want to hide anymore.
You won't have to.
But he didn't sound sure. We stayed in a cabin tucked deep in the mountains, no phones, no pack, no people, just us. For a while, it felt like peace. But even peace has a sound. Like the way the floorboards creaked when no one moved, or the way the woods outside went too quiet after midnight. One night, I woke up alone, his side of the bed cold. I followed the open door, barefoot in the snow, found him kneeling in the trees, whispering in a voice that didn't sound like his. It was low, cracking, in a language I didn't recognize.
What are you doing out here?
I could ask you the same.
Go back to bed.
Who were you talking to? Silence. He stared at me like he didn't know my name. The next morning, he made coffee like nothing happened. You're changing.
You said that like I was ever one thing to begin with.
Who were you speaking to in the woods?
You want the truth?
I nodded once, step by step until there was nothing between us but breath. Then I saw it. His body shifting not violently, not loud, just quietly rearranging itself, like memory made flesh. Like he couldn't hold one shape for too long or it would burn. His face flickered. My brother's, my father's, mine. Stop. He did.
I take what I need to survive. Faces, skin, memory. I wear what keeps me alive.
I didn't fall in love with a face.
No, you fell in love with a lie.
I stayed. Not because I trusted him. Not because I wasn't afraid. But because I didn't know who I was without him anymore. Days passed like ghosts. I stopped asking questions. He stopped pretending to have answers. We moved around each other like strangers wearing the skins of lovers. I stopped shifting. My wolf didn't trust him anymore. One night, I stood in the doorway, watching him sleep. Or at least watching something shaped like him. He looked peaceful, almost human, but I knew better now. He stirred and whispered my name, not out loud in my head.
I don't want to lose you.
Then stop hiding.
I don't know how.
I climbed into bed beside him anyway, even though I wasn't sure who I was lying next to. Even though I knew that the man I married was a myth stitched from fear, grief, and survival, I told myself I could live with that. When I woke up that morning, his blood dried on my lips. I thought he was dead. I realized I was wrong. I didn't mean to hurt him. But blood has memory. And wolves don't forget. He wasn't in bed. The sheets were cold. There was a trail of red across the floor, up the cabin wall, into the trees. I followed it barefoot. And there he was, leaning against a tree, half-shifted, face flickering like a bad signal. I didn't recognize the face he wore, but the eyes, they were still his.
You bit me.
I didn't mean to.
It's not your fault. It's your nature.
You were supposed to be different.
So were you.
I love you.
I know.
I wanted to believe that if two broken things found each other, maybe we could make something whole. I'm sorry. Maybe that's what love does. It breaks you open, forces you to choose between the wild and the warmth, between instinct and intimacy. I buried him that night. Or maybe I didn't, because sometimes I still hear him in the trees, calling my name. And when people ask why I'd never loved again, I smile, because I did. Once. I loved a Skinwalker, and for a while, he loved a werewolf, and that was enough. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more inspiring stories and content.